Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. Girl I was courtin left the party with someone else, now won't leave me alone. This whole thing probably sounds really stupid, I'll try and explain to you how it went down. So this girl who I've been friends with, and flirting with for a while, and I went to an outdoor party a few weeks back. Now bear in mind nothing had happened between us yet, but the signals were there. Now I'm more a slow burn type guy, and I was enjoying the pursuit without going in too hot and heavy, and when we went to the party, we were completely platonic. We decided to go to the party as friends. It was an outdoor party with a fire, we both knew a few other people there, and it was going great guns. Lots of flirting and she held my hand at the fire, so we were enjoying ourselves. Anyways, later in the night she goes off talking to other people and so am I, and I see her talking to another dude. Now I'm a laid back guy, and as I said, we're not in a relationship or anything, so I figure it's not my place to intervene. If she likes me then I shouldn't be worried. So I'm just sitting by myself, looking at my phone, and she comes up to me and says she's thinking about leaving for the night, and that dude's gonna take her home. Now of course I know right away that she wants to go home with the dude. I just stood up and said, listen, you do you, and she went away with the guy. My friend was laughing like duck at this when I told him, but what was I supposed to say? No? I don't own her and we were not in a relationship, so she can do as she pleases. I'm not about to try and tie her to a tree or get down on one knee and proclaim my feelings for her. The way I saw it, you win some you lose some. No skin off my nose, and went home myself. Didn't hear a thing from her for like 2 weeks before today, when she started texting me asking how I'm doing. Coincidentally, I heard through the grapevine yesterday that she went out with that dude a few times in the last few weeks, but it fizzled out for whatever reason. Now I'm cordial in the texts back to her, but make no mistake, I've barely thought about her these last few weeks. I've cut my losses and moved on, no hard feelings. She starts going on about how she's lost her chance with me, how she made a mistake with that guy, and if only I had signaled my intentions a bit more she would have went with me. I said a mistake is putting 3 spoonfuls of sugar in your coffee instead of 2, that she made a conscious decision, so just own it. I also said that yes, going somewhere with me and leaving with another guy pretty much obliterates any chance we have of getting together. She asks if she can make it up to me and I say no thanks. She won't stop texting me though. She even said I let her go, and in her head she wishes she said I'd rather go with you. My friend says it's a case of if you snooze you lose, but for me it's more I refuse to be anyone's second choice. I know, I may have been a bit slow on the uptake with her, but that's the way I've always been, and it takes 2 to tango. If she had liked me as much as I had liked her, she would have politely declined this guy and we would have continued on our path together. I know if another girl would have made a move on me I would have said thanks, but no thanks, I'm here with someone. To me it's a case of she was happy with me till she saw someone she liked better, and the rest is history. He, my friend, thinks I'm being too hard on her. Even though we were together it was just as friends, even though as I said she has been texting me today about how she wanted me, so she knew the score as much as I did. As I said, I have no hard feelings and she didn't do anything wrong per se, but as always in life, actions have consequences, and the consequence is I'm no longer interested in pursuing a relationship with her. Am I being too hard on her? What do you think? I'ma spit your words right back at ya. You do you. Lol, he rattled off so many idioms in this. Damn it, I'm always just several minutes too late to make the comments I want. I think you respect yourself and you need to keep that shit up. Yeah, it's very nice to see after the 500th post that goes my so cheated in front of me, for the 5th time. How should I tell them I don't like this without upsetting them? LMFAO. Yeah, a lot of these posts have the solution of, okay, your partner doesn't respect you and never will from the looks of your description of the scenario, so have some self-respect and ditch them. It's like they've never read the subreddit and have seen the nearly identical posts to theirs. This. My girlfriend cheated on me 4 times, as far as I know, stole money from me, doesn't respect me, yells at me, and emotionally torments me. But I love her. How do I make this work? Need to hear more of this, people liking themselves for who they are and not accepting being treated a bit shitty to keep the peace with friends and acquaintances. You know you don't want to be someone's backup and you respectfully decline. The more she pushes, the more she is showing her colors. Stay strong and move on as you are, don't be pushed to suit others. For sure. She might have been trying to make him jealous or chase her more, which was a faulty call on her end. Trying to make someone jealous by disrespecting them, and leaving with someone else, is just about the dumbest thing I have ever heard of. In fact, trying to play on someone's insecurities and hurt them to elicit a response is some sad toxic shit. Preach. It's the stupid toxic shit movies romanticize. Yeah, I have a 100% don't encourage it mentality. She keeps giving me mixed signals. She says she doesn't like me but she keeps flirting? That was no son. Nah mate, if that was the case she wouldn't be going out with the other dude for weeks, she would just quit after the first night seeing the top isn't trying. I don't know about that. I understand he was enjoying the chase, but goddamn, people need to talk to each other more. Even just an I like you and I just like to take it slow and get to know you that way might have helped the situation a bit. Yeah, fair enough about the leaving with another guy. Being strung along with flirting and no conversation doesn't help the situation either. Going to a party with someone, leaving with someone else. I mean, I'd say yes, hard feelings. I wouldn't hate her for it, but I went to this party with you and you're leaving with another guy. Yeah. That just wasn't very kind on her end. At least she was honest. She doesn't have to tell anyone what she's planning to do with this other guy, before leaving him. But you sleep in the bed you make, other people have feelings too. I can't say if she was trying to make him jealous or if she was being careless. Either way, don't do that. That's what I thought. Her loss. Hell yeah. This is the way. I didn't even know this level of self-respect was possible. Learn from it. Yes. Update, girl, I was caught in left party with someone else, now won't leave me alone. Original post. Hi, when I posted this yesterday I fell asleep and when I woke up a few hours later, the post had been locked for reaching a comment limit, so I couldn't answer anyone back. Update. Well, since the op I decided to cut contact with her, but I had a question first that I felt she owed me to answer. I asked her what was the point of her coming up to me and telling me she was leaving with someone else. Was she trying to embarrass me? Trying to hurt me? Or was it a ploy to try and make me fight for her? She said she knew that I liked her, but wasn't sure if it was going to go somewhere, or that I cared enough, and when she hit it off with the other dude, that I wouldn't be bothered if he was to take her home. She said it was a win-win, either I professed my feelings for her and we could go from there, or she could see what happened with him. She said she regretted it with him almost from the get-go, as they didn't have much in common or seem compatible. Also that she wanted to get in touch but felt embarrassed. I thanked her for her apparent honesty, then blocked her. I'm even more positive now than in my op that she was happy and content with progressing things with me, until she saw something she thought was better and easier, when I became about as useful as yesterday's garbage. If she had bothered about me at all, then she would have at least thought about how I felt, not just then, but in the future. She didn't, and now it's come back to bite her. She made her own bed with the way she handled things. Fair enough, she's single and can ultimately do what she wants, but people remember how you treat them. Well, some do. I was thinking about myself, the morals I can take and how I can improve in the future, so possibly being more forthright is one of them. I do like to take things slowly and it's served me well in the past with picking out good partners, but I don't see the problem with maybe just biting the bullet and being clear about my feelings. Nothing wrong with everybody knowing where everybody stands. Thanks. She said it was a win-win. The results determined that was false. It was a lose-lose. Impressive. Girl, the risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at maths. Girl, at the party, I'm doing 1,000 calculations per minute, and they're all wrong. It was a win for Op, who got to learn this about her before getting in a real relationship. This is exactly why dating can be so important to someone's confidence. You see a lot of people jump headfirst into a relationship before even getting to know what they want/who they are exclusive with. I think your dating approach is going to lead to a few more situations like this, but by no means is that a bad thing. You're going to learn a lot about what you like in other people and what are deal breakers. That's not something a lot of people learn until they're knee-deep in a failing marriage. Keep doing you, dude. Have fun with dating, it's not supposed to be a job early on. The right people are out there. Ho, this can't be more on the button. Coming from someone knee-deep in a failing marriage. Sorry to hear that, hope it turns out well for you. I agree with this completely, and add to it. As someone who's pretty much always jumped headfirst into a relationship with the first person who I share mutual interest in, I decided this last time I started dating again to not do that. I met up with several different people, and actively dated the two that I liked the most, i.e. hanging out with them multiple times over the course of a few weeks, and then I was able to make an informed decision on who I would be most compatible with long term. The person I ended up choosing was a great fit for me, and was not upset when I told him I was seeing multiple people, and said that it made the most sense. Interestingly enough, the one I didn't choose was the one who was against exclusivity and labeling things, but was upset when I told him I was hanging out with someone else, which further clarified things to me that he wasn't sure what he actually wanted long term. In the future, if I have to date again, which I don't think I will, this method was far more successful than jumping headfirst into the first potentially good thing to come my way. More people need to date like this, rather than dating on looks and personality. Dating on character first is important, cause you can somewhat fake a personality. Story 2. I'm pregnant by my friend after an ONS. We're both still reeling after our partners cheated on us with each other. Okay, this is a doozy, so please bear with me, I'm trying to make sense of it myself. My ex-husband, 36M, and I, 38F, were friends with another couple, Larry, fake name, 36M, and Kate, fake name, 36F. Recently, Larry and I started to work jobs that require us to be away from home in the evenings. My ex and Kate started to hang out when we couldn't be there, dinners, taking the dogs out for walks, shows, etc. Larry and I were relieved that they were getting along and keeping each other from being lonely. But you know what happens next. Kate and my ex announced during what was a nice dinner at their house that they had fallen in love and wanted to divorce us. The fallout was awful. Larry kicked Kate out, I kicked my ex out, and they both got somewhere to live together. I was inconsolable, catatonic at most times, and only therapy and my family's support got me through. I filed for divorce before my ex could, and that is now underway. Larry and I clung to each other a bit, as the other knew what the other felt and vice versa. Since I live close to work and he is working remotely, he basically moved into the guest bedroom, going to his flat only for a few things and watering the plants. He's planning on selling it and is having it surveyed. We had a very platonic relationship, and even though I'm older, he felt like my big brother even before this mess. Anyway, Valentine's came around and we decided to get pissed and commiserate. He showed me a necklace he had bought for Kate for their anniversary. It's a custom design and took a couple of months to be completed. It's gorgeous and I told him so. He said he forgot about it, until he got the email saying it was dispatched a month ago. He can't force himself to get rid of it, and I understood. I still have my wedding rings in my drawer. I don't know who made the first move, but it happened and we slept together that night. We couldn't look at each other the next morning and he moved back to his flat. I was very sad and locked myself away again, hating myself for letting it get so far. We didn't talk or text for a couple of weeks. I thought I lost a really good friend. He came around one night with dinner and flowers, asking for forgiveness that it happened. He blamed himself and I told him it was both our mistake. We both decided to forget it happened and carry on. He came around often again, but never stayed the night. 3 weeks ago, I started to feel dizzy and nauseous at work. I thought it had something to do with my new medication, so I set up an appointment with my GP. Long story short, we found out that I'm pregnant. So here I am, scared and anxious to tell Larry. I want to keep the baby as I have always wanted to be a mother, but I don't want to lose him if I do. We've just gotten our equilibrium back. Your choice is whether or not to keep baby. His choice is whether or not he wants to be in baby's life with everything that goes with it, but from the sound of Larry, he will want that. I don't know many men who would ring a doorbell with flowers and an apology. He sounds like a sweetheart. And even if you guys stay platonic, there is no reason you can't co-parent this kid well together as friends, but how freaking Hallmark romantic would it be if you guys got together thanks to this? Sorry, can't help it. I have had a 5-year dry spell and I am desperate to believe in romance again. Good luck to you and whatever you decide. I have faith everything will be fine, so please have faith in him, give him a chance, give him the grace to react how is natural to him and then see what he wants to do after. I totally understand you. I love reading romance books and I just requested a sub to send me recs with tropes similar to this. This is such a nice setup for friends to lovers, embarrassed smiley face. It's my guilty pleasure. I started the Bridgerton series 2 days ago and am already on book 4. I need a life lol. I mean, your choices are pretty simple. You explained that you're pregnant from that one night stand. What are you expecting from him? Partnership? Are you prepared to be a single mother? I guess I don't want him to feel trapped that I want to keep the baby. If he stays, how do we co-parent? Does he move in? Who is ever ready to become a parent? But I want this baby is already my world and it's just a little bean still. I think just be clear about what you expect from him. If you want him to be involved, tell him. But if you're okay he not be involved, tell him that as well. Unless you plan on relieving him of his financial obligation, which I don't think you can legally, just not pursue him when he doesn't pay. He is going to feel trapped. He will have a legal obligation to this kid. Your body, your choice, do what you want. I think co-parenting would be a great idea. I'm sure he seems like an amazing guy. You both share a terrible experience and now you might be starting a really good future where friendship could still be ideal. It's all about communication. It's no one's fault that the pregnancy happened. Sometimes good things come from unknown situations. Don't be scared, it will all be okay. Update: I'm pregnant by a friend after ONS. We're both still reeling after our partners cheated on us with each other. First off, thank you so much for the advice and replies. I read the all, even the ones that were denouncing me for baby trapping Larry. To be clear, my ex and I wanted children and started to try when I hit 30. Issues on both sides made it clear we can't have any naturally, so we saved up for a few rounds of IVF before discussing adopting. I do have a good, stable job, and with the money I saved up, even if half of it goes to my ex after the divorce, Bean and I will be set for a while. My mother has been over the moon about the new grandbaby and has made plans to retire and help me should I find myself a single mother. Anyway, a couple of days after I posted, I invited Larry for dinner. I declined alcohol, which had his eyebrow raising, but I don't drink if I'm working the next day and he knows this. I told him after dessert, and yes, he was stunned. I'm on birth control due to PCOS and yes, BC fails too. I told him straight up I don't expect anything from him, but he should know as it was his child too. I wanted to keep Bean and he can be involved or not as much as he wants. He was quite concerned about my health, and besides a bit of sickness and dizziness here and there, I'm mainly alright. He nods and tells me he needs to go home and think. I agree and told him to call me when he feels he's ready. 3 days later, he tells me he's coming over, and he brings a couple of suitcases with him. He declares he's moving in and helping with the pregnancy, baby and all. I laughed until I was crying, but I will admit it was a relief and joy to know the father wants to be involved. We've sat down, hashed a lot of boundaries, agreements, and expectations of the whole thing. We're going to a lawyer so we can settle the contract. I am confident he just wants best for the bean and I. He offered to buy the ex's half of the house so we could all stay here. He's settled in his room, my library/office is being turned into a nursery. He offered to convert the shed as the new library for my birthday when he could see I was crying over where to put my books. I have no romantic expectations of him and I suspect he feels the same. I get more hugs and forehead kisses though, which is nice. And it's lovely to have someone rub your back and pull your hair away when you're sick. We get to go together on my next appointment with the doctor. Too early to say the gender yet though. Oh Lord, the karma your exes are going to feel when they find out. I need this update. Laughing maniacally in the corner, fake or not. It doesn't matter. We need to know op. Right? It's like a movie. Me too TBH. I'm waiting for the update that includes their reactions. Teehee. I am so ridiculously invested. No matter what happens in the future, him helping you through the pregnancy will be a lovely bonding experience for you both. You'll create so many beautiful memories that you'll be able to pass on to your child. Keep talking. Keep communicating. Keep respecting and evaluating each other's boundaries. You're approaching this right and I wish you all the luck in the world. Wow, beautiful update. I'm hoping for the best for you both. So sorry for the crap that led to this. Your spouses are trash. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night. Wherever you are.